suspect police are still searching for.
Plus, a problematic intersection in Burbank sees another crash after a car smashes into a concrete wall early this morning.
And closing arguments are underway in the hush money trial of former President Trump. Will break down what both sides are saying. And Kirk Hawkins here with your 5 Live forecast.
Low clouds and fog are back across Southern California, but what can we expect this afternoon? All of the latest coming up. The KTLA 5 News at 11 a.m. starts right now.
Good morning and welcome to the KTLA 5 Morning News at 11 a.m. I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Lou Parker. Thanks for joining us this morning. There's been at least 2 more violent attacks involving the Metro.
This comes less than a week since the LA City Council approved a motion to increase Metro police. Police are looking for a woman who they say attacked a bus operator twice, then tried to steal the operator's glasses before fleeing the scene. That incident happened yesterday morning in downtown LA. Then hours later, there was a stabbing in LA's Mid-Wilshire neighborhood. A victim was found near a bus stop with cut wounds. They were taken to the hospital, and in that case, a suspect was taken into custody. Metro has seen a 65% jump in total crime in the first 3 months of the year. The surge in new law enforcement is being rolled out, but Metro has not given specific details on when or where.
The search is on for a restaurant employee accused of pulling a knife on a coworker and stabbing him in the neck during a dispute.
Now, that suspect is on the run right now. KTLA 5's Orange County Bureau Chief Chip Yost live at Fullerton with the very latest. Chip?
Yeah, hey there, Glenn and Lou. This incident happened here at the Flaming Buffet restaurant last night, a little before 11. This restaurant is near Orangethorpe and Harbor here in Fullerton. Shortly after police arrived here last night, this happened. Police announced themselves before making entry into the restaurant. They went in the restaurant to make sure the employee involved in this was not still inside. What police tell us is a little before 11, there was a fight between 2 employees. It escalated to the point where one of the employees stabbed the other in the neck. The victim in the case was seen being taken to a local hospital afterwards. Meantime, they're still looking for the suspect.
The Detective Bureau is currently still looking for that subject. This is an active and ongoing investigation, and thankfully this is an isolated incident.
Now, that victim in this case is expected to survive. He was seen conscious and talking when he was taken away to the hospital last night. Annie Rose Ramos this morning talked to the owner of the restaurant as he got back from the hospital. He said he spoke to that employee who was stabbed, and he was smiling and talking in the hospital. So it looks like he's going to be okay, but they are still looking for that other co-worker who stabbed him. For now, reporting live here in Fullerton, I'm Chip Yost, KTLA 5 News.
All right, thank you, Chip. Well, closing arguments are underway in former President Donald Trump's so-called hush money trial. The GOP frontrunner is facing possible prison time if he is convicted. KTLA 5's Lauren Lister live now in the newsroom with the latest. Lauren?
Glenn, the former president in a New York criminal case facing 34 counts of felony falsifying business records. A reminder, no cameras allowed in the courtroom. A lunch break set to wrap up at this hour, and prosecution set to begin their closing arguments after the defense had its turn this morning.
Donald Trump in court today watching his lawyer make a final case to jurors for more than 2.5 hours, attacking the credibility of the prosecution's star witness, Trump's former lawyer and fixer, Michael Cohen. In closing arguments, attorney Todd Blanche saying, "You're going to hear me talk a lot about Michael Cohen today, and that should not surprise you. You cannot convict President Trump of any crime beyond a reasonable doubt." On the words of Michael Cohen, Cohen's testimony is not corroborated by anything. There's not a shred of evidence. Cohen testified during trial that as the 2016 campaign was winding down, Trump directed him to pay adult film star Stormy Daniels $130,000 to keep silent about an alleged sexual encounter she says she had with Trump. Blanche saying there was no intent to defraud and no business records were falsified, as Trump is accused of, because Cohen had an oral retainer agreement with Trump and the transactions were marked as legal expenses. Now the prosecution gets its turn.
The prosecution's central message will be, I know this sounds complicated, but it's all about trying to undermine the election. Look at all of the people who testified. Look at all of the evidence. What makes sense to you? What makes sense is that there was a plan to try and bury negative stories about the former president in order to hide that from the voters.
Plenty of action outside court, too. President Biden supporters showing up, including actor Robert De Niro, speaking to media, though not directly referencing the criminal case.
If Trump returns to the White House, you can kiss these freedoms goodbye that we all take for granted.
Also outside trial, a Donald Trump advisor firing back at the Biden campaign.
They showed up and made a campaign event out of a Lower Manhattan trial day for President Trump.
Now, Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty. He's also denied any affair with Stormy Daniels. Any moment, the prosecution is set to begin their closing arguments. We'll bring you any update in the next hour. That's the latest live in the newsroom. Lou, back to you.
Lauren, thank you. The U.S. Supreme Court has rejected an appeal filed by disgraced celebrity lawyer Michael Avenatti. He was convicted of plotting to extort up to $25 million from Nike. Avenatti's lawyers had argued that the law he was convicted under was unconstitutionally vague and that it didn't apply to attorneys seeking settlements for their clients. A jury found Avenatti guilty of threatening to smear Nike in the media if they didn't pay him. Avenatti rose to fame representing Stormy Daniels in litigation against now former President Trump.
Today, a ceremony remembering all the LAPD officers that have fallen in the line of duty outside LAPD headquarters. The 239 officers who died in the line of duty since 1969 were honored today. The memorial ceremony featured the traditional roll call of the fallen, a rifle volley, and a riderless horse. Mayor Karen Bass took the opportunity to acknowledge the importance of this solemn ceremony.
To the officers of the LAPD and your families, thank you for your daily sacrifices and for your dedication and to serving our community.